Welcome everyone to another episode of Quirkless Gaming, where we don't have quirks of our own, but that doesn't stop us from going plus ultra. My name is Zelly, and on today's installment, we are finally getting the chance to play Jump Force. When I say finally getting the chance to play Jump Force, I know this game itself has been out for exactly a year now. I've had the game for a few months, but I didn't have a capture card at the time. So when you're going through the story and you're trying to play, the cutscenes can't be recorded directly from, in my case, the PS4. Bandai Namco makes it so you can't record those. So the story jumps around a lot and you miss those key cutscenes that help tell and develop the story. So we definitely needed that. So Harold and me bought a capture card. We got the El Gato capture card. But things just weren't working out. I had some issues with recording, and no audio was coming through, and it took forever to figure this out. And how I have it set up is I record separately from the game audio for the our voice audio. I do a completely separate system on that, and I can do a video in the future of how we record everything. But the issue was, when I do that, I have to make sure the sound isn't coming out of the TV, because it'll hear that and pick it up on the mic, and it's hard to adjust the audio volume when I go back. So I do them separately. But I was trying to listen through the headset, my headset, by plugging it into my PS4 controller. And for some reason it wasn't clicking with me that, well, if I listen through the headset audio, the audio itself is not coming through the TV. What that means is, if it's not coming through the TV, the Elgato itself isn't picking up any sound. So all the videos that I'm recording were completely silent, and I couldn't figure out what was the issue. Watched a bunch of YouTube videos, looked all over the internet. Nothing was helping me figure this out. So I actually taught myself what I needed to do, and Harold had the idea of we can do a video in the future, just a super quick tutorial on how to get around that problem curve. Because if I've had it, I'm sure there's other people that have had it, the issues as well. And since I wasn't able to find anything out, I think that may be a good, just a little tutorial on how we got everything set up. But that can be a part of our video when we do our entire setup all together as well. But without further ado, like I said, we are finally getting the chance to play Jump Force. And I am so excited. Like I said, this game has been out for a year, but I've always wanted to play it. What steered me away is the price point when it first came out. I was worried about spending that much money and the game just being a flop all around. I'm not saying negatively all anime games that come out are flops, but they don't always hold up to as well as the actual mangas or the anime themselves. So I'm pretty excited. I've done the initial story point at this mark. I've done it probably like 5 or 6 times, so I'm pretty used to it by now. But now that I got everything figured out, we're able to record with everything sounding perfect and actual sound coming through. And so far, from the little bit that I played, I am absolutely blown away and impressed. I love the look of everything. Everything looks super well designed. The feel of it. There are a few complaints here and there that I can go over towards the end. But without further ado, we are going to go ahead and continue here. So we'll go ahead and start some new save data. Get past this stuff real quick. Alright, so now this is our character walking up, so we get to see the destruction at first through our point of view. And then they're going to introduce 3 of the Forbidden 4 characters, as well as a main protagonist, Frieza in this case.
この町もすっかり廃墟になりましたね。皆さん、なかなかの仕事ぶりです。強大な力を持つ別世界から現れた敵と彼らと共闘する者たち。ベノムズによって世界は壊滅的なダメージを。絶望の闇が世界を覆えば、必ずそこには希望の光も生まれる。
おや、お連れの姿が見えませんね。
おめえを止めるのはオラ一人で十分だ。
もうこの世界はおしまいですよ。
そんなことおめえが決めんな。
諦めの悪い人ですね。では死になさい。
しまった。
かわいそうに。あなたが避けるからですよ。
Alright, so our character is actually just struck by Frieza. So here's Trunks and Navigator
了解しました。
here to try to save us.
心肺機能低下、出血過量。このままでは数分以内に絶命するものと予測されます。
やむを得ない。意識が戻ったようですね。今あなたはフリーザの攻撃を受けて危険な状態です。助かる手段は一つしかありません。今からあなたをヒーローとして蘇らせます。ナビゲーター、再構築シークエンス起動。
了解しました。
Alright, perfect. So now we get to actually build our character. At the beginning, obviously, they have it like any other character build. You got male or female. I'm going to go male. Originally, when I first started playing through the story, I built a character that looked like Sasuke Uchiha, which was pretty cool. I made him have what looked like the Sharingan and the Rinnegan, and then I made it look like he had some blood dripping out of the Sharingan from using it too much. And then I also had on there the Orochimaru curse mark. So it was pretty cool. And then I was trying to build a character that looked like Saitama from One Punch Man, which was awesome, but I kept trying that. That's the one where I did like 4 times trying to record it, and absolutely no audio was coming out, so it was pretty frustrating. But I think what would be pretty cool is if I tried building a character just like All Might, who is my absolute favorite anime character right now. So when you do start out with the game, if you don't have the DLC content, you have these first 3 options: A, B, and C, which is a martial arts fighting style that focuses on pummeling opponents with quick, accurate strikes, which would be perfect for All Might, and other characters you can compare it to would be like Vegeta, Goku, stuff like that. Type B is a pirate fighting style that uses wide, powerful strikes to pummel opponents. So, of course, that's pretty, you could tell right off the bat that would be like Luffy from One Piece. And then Type C is going to be a ninja fighting style that uses acrobatic movements to batter opponents with taijutsu. So that would be your types like Naruto, or in this case, this guy looks a lot like Shikamaru, who is one of my absolute favorites from the Naruto series, as well as Kakashi Sensei. Those 2 are my favorite characters in that show. When you do get the DLC and get everything downloaded, you actually get a Type D, which would be a sword fighting style that cuts down opponents with bladed attacks that create gales of wind. So that would be like Asta, Trunks, fighters like that. So I want to create an All Might type, but I think it would be absolutely fun to create an All Might type that has a sword. I think that would be pretty fun. So we'll go ahead and start building him. All Might himself is pretty tall, and the body type, of course, is going to be maxed out. He's not going to look like All Might with his max body type, but maxing everything out there as much as we can, and being pretty tall, we'll max that out for height as well. Alright, and then skin color itself, we'll say right about there is fine. You don't have to be perfect with it. Hairstyle is the hard one for this. With Saitama, it was pretty easy. You could just do this, and I mean, shoot, that already looks a lot like him. But with trying to do All Might, they don't have any hairstyles that really fit for him. If you're doing like Rock Lee here, or Guy Sensei. That would be perfect for like Inuyasha. There's a Trunks one. So I think this one is what fits the closest. Let's look here real quick. And I'll go back through them to kind of show really what I was thinking with the hair. Like the different options that they have on there. Because, yeah, unfortunately, they don't have anything with where like All Might would have his bangs up in the air. They don't have anything that's similar to that. So that's the only downside to it. But this is, I'll say that one's pretty close there. What's percentage? Oh, okay, so that's for like the highlights and stuff in there. If you do look at All Might, he does have some like blackish highlights running through his hair. It's to create like texture and shadowing and stuff like that. So we can honestly leave some of these in there. I wouldn't really have an issue with that. I think that's kind of perfect. They are pretty black, so we'll go with that one. It's kind of hard to see in the shadow, but, or do we want to just go? Yeah, let's go with that one. I think that looks a lot better because you could still see some hints. Yeah, when he moves his head and stuff. So I think that one's perfect. So we'll go with that. But yeah, like I was saying for the hair, there's not really any other styles that like fit because there's no bangs that go up in the air. That's a downside because I really wanted to create a lookalike. That's kind of the only one I could think of it's got bangs that go up, but that looks more like an even crazier Gon style from Hunter x Hunter. There's the first style that I used. So yeah, unfortunately they just don't have anything for All Might, which is fine. The hairstyle we've got is pretty close. Alright, for eyebrows, he's actually got super bushy eyebrows. So his, these kind of look like streaks. If they had these and they just flipped them around the other way, that would be pretty close. Let's see if they've got anything else. No, they don't. The thing about it, his eyebrows have texture too, so we'll go with these ones. We're gonna make him look like when he's mad. When like the League of Heroes or when the League of Villains attack Class 1A in that center where they're doing like rescue training and stuff, and All Might comes to save the day, and he rips off his tie and he says, you know, I am here. That cliche quote of his, or I shouldn't say cliche, but he does say it a lot, but that just captivating quote that he says that you just know he's about to beat some ass. So we'll go ahead and do the right there for color because it shows the texture on there. Ears we'll leave as is because it's nothing really changes for the ears. For eyes, oh shoot, those would have been good for Saitama. I didn't even see those there. For eyes, it always looks like his eyes are just closed. You just don't see them because of like the eyebrow ridge just creates a lot of shadow on there. So, trying to get one that kind of lays close to the eyebrows as possible. So I think if we went with this one, let's try that one. I'm gonna do this with his eyes when you do see like the blacks of his eye. You actually like see the pupils and stuff. That's what it kind of looks like, and he's got that bit of blue in there, so I think this is a perfect fit for him. Okay, awesome. For nose, he's got a pretty, even know if you can say like a strong nose. Definitely not one that points out there like Usopp from One Piece. Sure, we'll go with that. For jaw, let's pick a strong, kind of wide looking jaw. There we go, that one's not too wide, but not too thin. Features is like if you're putting like face tattoos on him and stuff, but All Might doesn't have any of those, so we're not gonna put any on.
そこだな。
くらえ。そこだな。
そこだな。
くらえ。
好きよ。
でや。そこだな。
まだまだ。
とどめだ。おお。まだまだ。
おーまだまだ。
おりゃ。
うわーくらえ。これでそこだな。うわ
We'll go with that for the voice. It's kind of hard to pick a voice. None of the actors really fit the bill there. All right, I'm actually gonna run back to the eye here real quick. See if I can change them just a little bit. They are a bit of a shiny blue, so like a shiny light blue. Like that one would be perfect. So let's go ahead and we'll just go up to the top. I wonder how it would look if we... Hey, those will be perfect, I think. Okay. So yeah, I think that's about as close as we're gonna get here to him looking like All Might. And I've actually got a surprise for you as well. For once we get done with all this training, so let's go ahead and do our name entry. So of course we're gonna rep the man himself, All Might. We'll continue with this. Proceed with name entry, yes. And that is it, guys. We are just gonna hit finalize on this. So we've got a mini All Might here. Like I said, doesn't look exactly like him, but we got pretty close with what we had to use. So I'm not complaining. I'm pretty happy with that. Prologue Rebirth. And there we go. All Might Jr. is born.
無事再構築できたようですね。
はじめまして。私はこれからマスターと共に戦うナビゲーターです。
いざこの世界はおめえらの好きにはさせねえ。
ほほほほいつまで強がりを言えますかね。
行きましょう。ここは危険です。しまった。仕方ない。戦ってください。今のあなたならできるはずです。
Alright, so now we gotta fight some of the Venoms here. Like I said, since the first few recordings did get messed up, I am gonna hurry through these a little bit. I will kind of take some time to explain everything just so you'll get some time to see. But yeah, so I'll go over everything just so you get some time to see everything that we need to do, but it will be a little sped up just so we can get some actual other content besides just going through the tutorial stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So the battle tutorial will now begin. You may skip it by defeating the opponent. I will now explain the basics about the controls in battle. Alright, so to the right of the character icon is the health gauge, so the green bar up there. Use the L stick to move and jump with X. So we're running, jumping. Alright, repeatedly tap square while standing or in the air to perform a rush. Hold, then release square or keep it held for a certain duration to use a smash. Oh, shoot. I forgot we picked the sword type, so I didn't get to see any of this yet. Whoa, that's pretty wicked. Okay, I was completely forgot about that. I was ready to just brawl out, but okay, here we are. It kind of looked like what are they called? The Infinity Swords from Halo? I'll have to check into that. I'm sorry, I don't have Xbox, so it's been forever since I played Halo, so please don't beat me up in the comments too much if I completely said that wrong. But let's go ahead and continue here. So pushing the L stick forward and square at the same time to attack with a high rush, and then pulling L towards you, so down and square, for a low rush. So high rush is a successive attack that can launch your opponent into the air. The final hit sends them flying and knocks them to the ground. A low rush is a difficult to counter successive attack. The final hit knocks your opponent down. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna do the... There we go, we'll do the one pulling towards us first. Next we'll do... Nice, there we go. Repeatedly tap triangle while on the ground or press triangle in the air to perform a heavy blow. Hold triangle and release it, or keep it held for a certain duration to perform a heavy smash. Press circle while on the ground to perform a grab. Hitting your opponent with a grab will throw them. That's pretty cool. Okay. Grab them real quick. Okay, not too bad. Hold R1 to guard. Guarding reduces the damage you take, but throws can be blocked. Move with the L stick while guarding to step in that direction. So there we go, we just did evade. We're guarding now, nice. This concludes the basic battle tutorial. Make use of what you've learned to take down your opponent. Man, I'm really enjoying this sword style. One of the things they didn't teach you at the beginning, you'll learn a little later, is if you press L1 if your opponent's far away, you'll actually, like, you're basically jumping towards them to get closer. And then you can also use it to evade as well. So if they're attacking you and you don't want them to, press L1 and you'll jump away. So they actually have the stamina gauge in the bottom left corner. You can't see it right now since this pop-up just was on there. But if it's blue, it means you can dart around the map. It completely depletes it when you're evading their attacks. Like they start hitting you and you press it to get away, it'll completely deplete it, so then you have to wait for it to recharge before you're able to do it again. But we'll go ahead and continue here. The opponent has been defeated. Battle Tutorial 1 will now end. This information can be found under tutorial missions at the mission counter. Cool, and then All Might just leveled up to level 2.
Navigator, キューブの回収を。
了解しました。回収シークエンスを起動します。
ほう、まったくこれだから人間は勝負はお預けです。
待て。
新しいお仲間の心配はいいんですか。それではまた。
I never understood this part because, like I said earlier, this game is only a year old. It came out in, I think it was February 15th of 2019. So if that's the case, that's enough time frame, or far enough in the time frame that Goku would actually be a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. So there's no way he couldn't transform and absolutely just clap Frieza without him getting away.
悟空さん、一旦ベースキャンプに戻りましょう。他のメンバーのアシストに回ったルフィさんとナルトさんももう戻っているはずです。
わかった。腹も減っちまったしな。
行きましょう。俺たちのベースキャンプに招待します。
心配すんな。運命もんもいっぺやっぞ。
転送用ポータル起動します。到着しました。
機械に瞬間移動させられんな。まだ慣れねえな。
Yeah, I was wondering why he didn't just use instant transmission to get there. Sorry if you guys hear any purring in this. My cat is literally sitting right next to me in the chair. She's got this spot anytime I come out here to game where she just comes and hangs out with me. I guess she just wants to be a part of this cast here. So, her name's Catsby. So, you know, if you want to tell her in the comments hello, I'll tell her you guys said hi.
あなたたちの世界の人はここに来るとみんなびっくりするんですよ。
当然だ。君たちが漫画で見ていたような想像の世界が目の前に広がっているのだからな。
長官、
ようこそアンブラスベースへ。ここはベノムズと戦う者たちが集う人類反抗の拠点だ。私はグラバー。このベースキャンプにいる者たちは私も含めほとんどが君と同じ世界の出身だ。彼ら以外はな。単刀直入に説明する。世界というのは一つではない。我々が住む現実世界とは別の世界が存在する。その世界の名はジャンプ。このジャンプ世界から現れた敵と彼らと共闘する者たちベノムズによって現実世界は破壊と混乱に飲み込まれた。その脅威に対抗しているヒーローたち、それが J フォースだ。 J フォースのメンバーには悟空やトランクスのようにジャンプの世界からやってきたヒーローと君のようにもともとは現実世界の人間だったヒーローがいる。そうだ、今の君には彼らと共に戦う力がある。君の中に埋め込まれたキューブが君の意志に反応して力を与えたのだ。我々はそれをコズミックキューブと呼んでいる。倒したベノムズから現れ出たのもまた同じものだ。そう、ベノムズはもともと人間だったのだ。悪意を持つ者がキューブの力を手にした慣れの果てだ。ベノムズは悪意を持つ者を集め彼らにキューブを与え、 仲間を増やしながら現実世界で支配エリアを拡大している。このままでは現実世界の全てがベノムズによって支配されてしまう。それを阻止するにはベノムズの殲滅はもちろんベノムズを生むキューブの回収が必要だ。君も我々と共に戦ってくれないか。これで君も J フォースの一員だ。期待しているぞ。
ガレン、計画はどうなっている？
J フォースとかいう暑苦しい連中が必死に抵抗しているようだけど問題ないわ。兵の数は着々と増えている。
そうか。だが順調であれば。
So I actually have no idea who these characters are. They look like they'd fit exactly into the Dragon Ball Z universe, but I've never seen them before. I just haven't seen them in an anime, but I wasn't sure if they were actually made for this game or if they are from a certain anime. So if they are, leave a comment below. Tell me what anime they're from, just so I can look into it more. I would really appreciate that. Alright, Chapter 1, Seeds of Evil. And we've got Saitama in glasses. You're not fooling anyone, Clark Kent.
ナビゲーター頼んだ。
はい。J フォースは戦略的観点から大きく3つのチームに分かれています。ベノムズの進行拡大を防ぐアルファチーム。ベノムズに占領されたエリアの奪還を担うベータチーム。敵地への潜入、偵察などの諜報活動を得意とするガンマチームの3つです。
メンバー管理の都合上、君にもこのどれかに所属してもらう。堅苦しく考える必要はない。実際の作戦ではメンバーの適性や状況に合わせて柔軟に運用される。まずは J フォースの全容を知る意味でも各チームを見学してから選ぶといい。ちなみに所属することでそのチームメンバーの技を習得することができる。チームを選ぶ時の参考にしてくれ。
Alright, before you join the team, let's go over the basics. Press circle to talk to a character in the lobby, to hear what the J-Force members have to say. Press triangle to open the map. When you are lost, it will map every facility and important characters. Press the options button to open the menu in the lobby and see information and configure settings here. If you feel lost, open the menu and press square to check tips. Counters will become fully available after you join a team. So go on and check out the team's area. Alright, perfect. So now we get to go choose what team we want to be on. While I'm playing the game, guys, you'll hear me reference the Big 3 and the Forbidden 4. If you're familiar with anime, you'll know what I'm referencing too, so I guess just ignore this. But if you're not, what the Big 3 is it describes the 3 biggest animes, which, you know, they've deemed as like the biggest, the best, which is Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. And the Forbidden 4 is all 3 of those plus Dragon Ball Z. So we met 3 out of the 4, or the Forbidden 4 characters. The only one we're missing is Ichigo, which represents Bleach, which I'm surprised they wouldn't throw him in here, especially now that I've got this sword fighting style available. But we're going to go ahead and talk to Naruto, the leader of Team Gamma, see what he has to say.
よく来たな、新入り。
ガンマチームのリーダー、ナルトさんです。
俺のことはナルト隊長と呼ぶように。
ご機嫌ですね、ナルトさん。
ああ、やる気があるのはいいことだ。
空回りしなければですけどね。
厳しいな、トランクスは。
聞こえてるってばよ。
ナルトいじりはその辺にしなさいな。俺たちのリーダーなんだ。
What I think is crazy about this part right here is before the DLC, Sasuke wasn't all the way back there. He was up front by Kakashi Sensei. And ever since I downloaded the DLC, they went ahead and put him back there. You know, he still looks the same, got the Renegon and his Sharingan, But it's kind of weird how they just switch spots with him. Well, I wouldn't say weird. It's not weird. It's just interesting that they went ahead and switched his spots where he was standing at. Perfect. So that's Team Gamma. I'm not going to choose them, even though my original fighting style was the brawler type. That's who I'm going to go with, even though now I'm the sword type. I just like that team, and then, you know, your attacks are, like the special you get, are based off those team leaders as well. So we're going to go ahead and now talk to Goku at Team Alpha, and if you look right over here, Harold is actually featured on this episode, so I guess I don't need to worry about running it solo. So Harold, you got anything to say to our fans today? Harold says, shopping, yes, finally. Shopping makes my heart feel good, messes with my wallet pretty bad though. Alright, so yeah, that sounds like Harold and me in real life, so it's pretty fitting for him. Alright, so let's hear what Goku has to say.
アルファチームのリーダー孫悟空さんです。
お前が噂の新入りか？なかなかの面構えじゃねえか。どれほどの実力か試してみるか。
やめとけゾロ、まだ新入りだぞ。
騒がしい。よそでやってくれ。
まったくどいつもこいつもこんな連中ばかりだが、それでもよければ俺たちのチームに入るか。
I like that. Team Alpha, short, sweet, and to the point. A couple interesting things about this that I noticed. One, Gaara is acting like he first was when he was introduced in the Naruto series, even though he has his attire like when he was a Kazekage. And once he became Kazekage, he was a bit nicer to people, actually. And after Naruto clapped his ass up, he actually became a decent person and wanted to be more like Naruto, who was there for people in need. Another interesting thing is I just started reading the One Piece series, the manga. I'm on volume 13 now, but in the manga, the guy who was just talking back there in the green, if you don't know him, that's Rorono. It's supposed to be pronounced Zoro, but in the manga, it's Zolo. And I learned it had to do, a friend told me it had to do with the translation. There would be difficulty translating it from Japanese to English, and potential, copyright issues. They didn't want to be just like, the Zorro movies and stuff, so they changed it to Zolo, but it's actually supposed to be Zorro. So when I started playing this game, I was like, hey, wait a second, is this a misspelling? It's not. The English version of the mangas is what is misspelled, so that's a fun fact for you. So now we're going to talk to Luffy at Team Beta and see what he has to say.
よく来たな。ベータチームのリーダールフィさんです。
お前海賊になりたいのか？だったら俺たちのチームに入れよ。うちのチームはサンジがいるから飯がうめえぞ。
わらわはルフィがいればそれだけでいい。
こんな感じのチームでもよけりゃ入ればいいぜ。まあ好きにしな。
Alright, so we gotta talk to Luffy, Sanji. I'm not sure who the girl is. I know she's in One Piece, but I'm not that far yet in the manga. So I'll eventually get that far and learn to see who she is exactly. And then they also had Boruto there, Naruto's son. But Boruto didn't say anything, so yeah, I didn't get really a chance to talk to him. So after you go talk to the teams, you'll come over here. You'll talk to, again, this is Scythebun Glasses trying to pull a Clark Kent Superman on us. We know better, alright, buddy? But we'll come talk to the quote-unquote director. Tell him, know what team you'd like to join. Yes. And I'm going to choose Team Alpha.
よし、そんじゃオラが一丁来ててやっか。
平気か、孫。こう言ってはなんだが。 人に物を教えるのが得意とは思えんが。
そっか。まあ、オラでもなんとかなったら。
心配だ。
そんじゃ、一緒に来い。修行するぞ。
この場所はトレーニングルームです。J フォースのメンバーはもちろん、これまでに戦ったベノムズの情報をもとに構築されたアバターを使用し、シミュレーションによる模擬戦闘が可能です。
まあ、 要するに今までに戦った奴らなら誰とでももう一遍戦えるっちゅうわけだ。でも模擬戦闘はまた後だ。今オラとの
So right now we're in the training room. We're gonna start learning some new techniques. Now I really do think they missed the ball here, not making this look like the hyperbolic time chamber, especially being on Goku's team, but hey, I didn't develop the game, so it's not my choice. But if any developers happen to watch this, maybe that's a map you can put in for the future. But we'll go ahead and continue here. Battle tutorial will now begin. You may skip it by defeating the opponent, same as last time, but I'm going to go over it with you guys. I will now explain the actions related to the gauges and how to perform them. So the round gauge, which is what we talked about previously, gauge in the lower left corner of the screen is your mobility gauge. So I think I called it stamina, but it's actually called the mobility gauge. When this gauge is empty, you are temporarily unable to perform actions that use it. Chase by pressing L1 on the ground or in the air. This will use some of your mobility gauge. Chase is an offensive maneuver that lets you charge toward the opponent at high speed. Escape by pressing L1 upon a successful guard or while taking damage. This will use up a large portion of the mobility gauge. Okay. An escape is a defensive maneuver that lets you avoid attacks and quickly create distance between you and your opponent. Alright, so there's the chase. And there is the escape. The ability gauge is under the health gauge, so it's where that number 2's at. You'll start to see that fill up once I start charging up. So hold R2 on the ground to focus your energy. This charges your ability gauge. Okay, so you see how in the bottom left corner my mobility gauge is empty because I pressed L1 to escape. And now my ability gauge was maxed out at 5. That's the highest you can go. So hold R2 and press either square, triangle, or circle to use an ability. This use of the ability. Oh, whoops, I accidentally pressed A. That's fine. So some abilities have the effects such as buffing your character or debuffing your opponent. So we'll go ahead and that's square. Charge him up real quick. Do triangle. Create some distance. And circle. So we've got the Kamehameha Wave, the 1080-pound Phoenix, and the Sand Tsunami. Cool. So that's those three right there, for square, triangle, and circle. So this concludes the tutorial on gauges. Now attack and take down the opponent. Out here. Worried it wasn't going to be able to hit it. It was pretty close. Nice, I am really liking this sword style. I think that is just absolutely clean. Alright, the opponent has been defeated. Battle Tutorial 2 will now end. This information can be found under the tutorial missions at the mission counter. Alright, pretty close to leveling up again, so we'll go ahead and continue.
おめえ強えな。これからおめえはオラたちの仲間だ。いいだろみんな。
ま、当然だろう。
これからよろしくな。
アルファチームに登録します。
Alright, so you learned a new ability by observing the abilities of your allies and enemies and experiencing them for yourself. The Umbrous Cube buried inside you has resonated with that experience and granted you a new power. The more live combat you experience, you accumulate, master, the more powerful you will become. I encourage you to take part in numerous battles and learn as many abilities as you can. Alright, so here is our first look at Vegeta, who used to be my all-time favorite anime character before I started watching My Hero Academia and just absolutely fell in love with All Might. Same voice actor though, Chris Sabat. It is an absolute dream of mine to meet him at any sort of Comic-Con event, get a picture, an autograph, so that is definitely on my bucket list and a must-do this year. So I'm keeping my eyes open. Hopefully I will get to meet him this year for 2020. That is a goal of mine. Alright, it seems you learned an ability from each team's leader. Press options to open the menu and reassign abilities by selecting battle options and ability settings. There are 3 types of skills you can boost your abilities, your character, and allies. Skills can be equipped in the same manner as abilities in battle options. Gain new skills from battle, missions, or jobs. The counter lobbies are now open, or the counters in the lobby are now open. I'd like to welcome you again to the Umbra Space. You can now battle and shop via the counters in the lobby. Press options to open the menu, then press square to change tips regarding each counter. It is important to build up your achievements and power up your characters through various counters rather than simply serving as a member of the J-Force. Cool. Alright, awesome. So we've got the counters now open and for shopping as well as missions. We've got a run down here. I need to talk to him. It takes like 2 seconds. So we'll go ahead and do this real quick.
コズミックキューブの力を使いこなしているようで何よりだ。早速だがチームのメンバーと共にミッションに臨んでもらう。期待しているぞ。
Perfect. And that was it. So now it gives you indication you can go to the counters to go ahead and either shop or start doing the mission. So we're going to head over here to where the missions are. Before we wrap up this video, there is one training I want to do. Before we get to that, I actually want to show you guys something. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and customize our avatar now. It's the special secret that I was talking about earlier is an actual outfit that you can put on your character to play through. So obviously, since we're going as All Might, what better way than to look the part as well, and not just any part. We have the Golden Age part. Looks amazing, you know. He doesn't have the absolute body, you know, the crazy big lats, arms, back, chest, legs, everything like that, but this in itself is crazy awesome. Accessories, they got the Bakugo hairdo, which would be funny to be able to look like him and play through. I wish they had like a little headband you can put on, so you would get like the All Might bangs that go up in the air. Harold actually bought me that for, it was Christmas, I believe. Yeah, Christmas. He got me a headband for that, so I plan on wearing that headband a lot this summer. You know, earlier I talked about wanting to meet Chris Sabat at a Comic-Con event. Harold and me, and actually a buddy of ours, plan on going to Planet Comic-Con in March. We're going on March 20th, Friday, but that's down in Kansas City. So if somehow this video, you know, reaches out, and or our channel does, and anybody in Kansas City that's going there has seen our channel, you know, leave a comment below and we can do a meetup. because Harold and me are actually going to be recording our experience there. This is going to be one of our first Comic-Con events that we've actually gone together. So we want to go ahead and capture the experience. I myself, of course, dressing up as All Might, and Harold is actually going to dress up as Fat Gum from My Hero Academia. We've got our costumes, and it's going to be an absolutely amazing time. So we'll record that experience, and we'll go ahead and post that on the channel. But again, if you're planning on being there yourself, go ahead and leave a comment on this video, and we will go ahead and set up a meetup, get together, and we'll get you featured on the video as well. So we're going to go ahead and do this last part here just for the basic training. So hey there, this is the mission counter. It's really important that you do missions regularly. So we'll go ahead and do key missions. This is what we need to do, and subdue the Venoms, New York, and yes. Okay, so now we actually, for this fight, we get to pick our team. So the first character in this one is going to be All Might. And my All Might, not the DLC All Might. The next character I want to use is Goku, and then I'm actually going to use Zoro, just to keep it, you know, steady with Team Alpha. So we'll go ahead and choose him. Oh man, look how amazing that looks. The Golden Age All Might costume. Absolutely amazing. So we'll go ahead and get started with this battle tutorial. And again, you can skip it by defeating the opponent, but I'm going to go through it with you guys. I will now explain awakening, switching, and support attacks. The gauge around the character icon is the awakening gauge, so that red bar around the character image. In this case, it's obviously got it blued out since we're doing the created avatar that we used. But if you use any other characters, it'll be around their picture. You'll actually see their picture of their face. So the awakening gauge fills up when you take damage. If it is at least 50% full, you can awaken and use awaken abilities. When you are awakened or the awakening gauge is at least 50% full, press R2 and X to fully deplete the awakening gauge and use the awaken ability. So here's the awakening ability, that R2 and X. It is Light Grenade, is ours for this character. Alright, so pressing R3 while the awakening gauge is at least 50% full to awaken some characters, even change their appearance. So while awakened, your battle prowess will increase and the awakening gauge gradually depletes. You will return to your normal state when the gauge is empty. Blast surrounding opponents back when you awaken while being attacked or guarding. Only possible when awakening gauge is at 100%. Alright, cool. So when the gauge is at 100%, you can go ahead and awaken, and it will actually blast the opponent's back. So next is switching between your characters in your roster. So press L2 to switch places with a team character. Hold L2, and a team member will use a support attack. Okay, so we switched. We gotta wait for Zoro to recharge, and there he was. That was the support attack. Nice. If you awaken while attacking, your teammates will join you automatically for an awaken team attack. Okay. Nice. And there we go. That's the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Just clapping in here. So this concludes the tutorial of awakening, switching, and support attacks. Now attack to take down your opponent. Sorry, love. Didn't mean for it to have to be you, but we're gonna hit her with the... Oh, I'm sorry. Sucks to be you. That was the Raging Strike. That's not the one I meant to hit her with, so we're gonna do, here we go, Kaioken. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kaioken. Absolute crusher. And then to finish it off, as soon as she starts coming in, we're gonna block this again. That's nice, you can block the ultimates and the awakenings. You can block those, so it helps out a lot, which is absolutely a lifesaver in some situations. She actually blocked that one from the initial hit, but the explosion from the Spirit Bomb is what took her health away a bit. Yep, see, she blocked that. So we're just gonna go ahead and get her. Cool. The opponent has been defeated. Battle Tutorial 3 will now end. This information can be found at Tutorial Missions at the Mission Counter. Awesome. All Might is now level 3, and Son Goku and Zoro is not far behind. Alrighty guys, so we are actually gonna, there's no we, since I'm the only one here, but I think this is gonna be a good stopping point for this episode. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So far, like I said, I think this game is absolutely amazing. All the characters look beautiful, graphics are on point, fighting system is just, it's a dream come true compared to other anime fighting style games. I absolutely adore this one. I think it is absolutely amazing. Just like with every game, it's going to have its downsides. You know, at the beginning, there are a lot of cutscenes that do happen. You know, it's obviously telling the story, but we're about an hour into this episode. In between the cutscenes and all of the loading screens that have happened, it kind of seems like it drags out a bit before you even really start to finally get going in the game. But now that we're past this initial part, hopefully that does start to slow down a bit and we actually start seeing a lot more action in the game. So go ahead and, you know, leave a comment below if this was something you did enjoy. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, not only with just continuing the story, but also if you'd like to see the battles, because right here are going to be the offline battles and the online battles, so you can fight against other people online, or you can set up your own battles against friends or just computers. So if you think those would be fun, some tutorial videos, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as clicking on that bell icon. What that bell icon does is that notifies you each time we do post a new video on the channel. So you can go ahead and follow this story, you can check out the other videos we have, or, you know, if we start any new series, you'll go ahead and be notified so you can get that alert to go check them out, as well as you can stay up to date as we get closer to going to Planet Comic-Con down in Kansas City, because that is going to be such a fun event, and I'm sure you guys are all going to want to see our recap video for it. So make sure you have that alert on so you can stay up to date with that. But guys, that is going to be it for this episode. I am wrapping it up, and I myself, Zelly, am signing off. But before I go, just remember, go beyond plus ultra. Much love, guys. We'll catch you next time.